Today we are going to study tourism and transport and communication. That is the last lesson in your geography textbook. Okay. Now tourism and transport communication. This is one of the tertiary occupation which is important for the economic development of the country. As you know, primary, secondary and tertiary occupations, they are contributing in GDP of the country, and tertiary occupation is contributing more. More is the development of tertiary occupations, more will be the economic development of the country. So tourism as well as transport and communication, this is the tertiary occupation which is helping in the economic growth of the country. Now let's see the questions that are given from this lesson, and these are the important one. Which factors? Now as you know, we are concentrating on Brazil and India. So the development of tourism and transport in Brazil and India, these are the uh, points that we are going to concentrate on. So the first one is, which factors attract more tourists in Brazil? Both in India and in Brazil, we find development of tourism. The reasons are different one. India being the ancient country, having the ancient culture and heritage site, as well as nowadays development of economy and infrastructural facilities, transport routes, and also India becoming the medical hub for the Middle East, we find development of tourism in India. But for Brazil, there are different reasons because of which tourism has developed in Brazil. So these factors are white and clean sand beaches. As you know, Brazil is endowed with the long coastline of 7,400 kilometers. North Atlantic Ocean and South Atlantic Ocean, they lie to the east of the country, east of Brazil. And when we see to the southeast, that is Southern Atlantic Ocean, we find there are clean and white sand beaches, like the longest beach in the world, that is Casino Beach. So there the people are attracted and they are visiting this Casino Beach on a large scale. Then attractive sea coast, the North Atlantic and South Atlantic also. And near the South Atlantic coast, we are having very beautiful islands, marine islands, but which are near to the coastal area. And also the climatic conditions here are very suitable because this region is to the south of Tropic of Capricorn. So the climatic condition is suitable, as well as the Falkland current and the South Atlantic Ocean current, they are coming together here. So we find variety of fish here in the marine life is also very rich in the region. So tourists are attracted in this region. Then evergreen, deep, dense rainforest of Amazon River basin in the north, in the equatorial region to the south of the Guiana Islands. We find Amazon River is flowing from west to the east. And throughout the basin of Amazon River, we find dense and evergreen rainforests which are rich with the wildlife, isn't it? So the geologists and the tourists, they get attracted in the rich life or rich biosystem of this Amazon basin. Then variety of animals and birds and insects are found here. We also have the Pantanal region where we have the anacondas, huge anacondas are there. Then tamarin is there, golden tamarin is there, macaw, gorillas are there. So we find the rich wildlife in the Amazon forest and as well as in the Pantanal wetlands. Many gardens and parks are also developed on the eastern coast of Brazil, like in the cities of Rio de Janeiro, then capital city of Brasilia, then Sao Paulo region. And due to these reasons, we find most of the international tourists get attracted towards Brazil. Apart from that, the samba dance, also the football players are there. So the tourists are visiting Brazil, okay, on a large scale. Now, next question is, why do we find dense network of railways developed in the North Indian plains? As you know, North Indian plains is a flat topography. It is having gentle slope towards east, undulating slope. It is a plain region, and North Indian plains, they are low-lying region. There are not many hills or ups and downs, or uneven topography is not seen in the region. The density of population in this region is very, very high. The reason is it is a fertile plain. Availability of water is there due to the perennial Himalayan rivers. Also, we have the deposition of the sediments, and that's why development of agricultural occupation and allied agricultural activities. Animal husbandry has developed there, dairy farming has developed there. Agro-based industries are developed in the North Indian plains. We find development of human settlements, also the transport routes. So, the population density in the region is very high. The agriculture, trade, commerce, industries are well developed in the North Indian plains. The need for the transport of goods, the raw material from the primary sector to the secondary sector, and transport of the finished goods from secondary sector to tertiary sector. For that, transport facilities are required. So transport of goods as well as transport of passengers, as the density of population is very high in this region. So for transport of goods as well as need of the passenger transport is very high in this region, North Indian plains. And therefore, we find a dense network of railways has developed in the North Indian plains. I hope this is clear to you. Flat topography, undulating topography, agriculture, allied activities, industries are developed, transport routes are to be developed, and dense population density, and also the development of trade and commerce. And for that, dense network of railways is found in the region. Okay, so that is about the first question, answer in short. Now let's come to the second question there. Differentiate between. So the water transport in Amazon basin and water transport in Ganga basin. Amazon River is one of the largest, longest rivers in the world, and it is flowing through the equatorial region in the northern part of Brazil. Ganga River is again a very long river, and it is flowing in the northern part of India. Okay. Now, international and commercial water transport is carried out in Amazon River. From its origin in Peru, origin of the river Amazon in Peru, from there commercial water transport is carried out, and on the other hand the internal water transport is carried out in Ganga river. Okay. There is one city called Manaus on the confluence of river Negro and Amazon. Okay, that is a port. From there, large scale international water transport is carried through the Amazon and through Negro River in the Mexico or towards North American region. So, commercial water transport is carried out from the origin of river Amazon till its mouth near Marazo Island. But the discharge of the river and the speed of the river is very high, and therefore it creates some difficulties in water transport in Amazon river. On the other hand, the internal water transport is carried out in river Ganga. There are many tributaries of river Ganga like Ram Ganga, Gomati, Gandak, Kosi. Then we also have Betwa and Son, that are the peninsular rivers. Through these rivers, the internal water transport is carried out, and from the Doab region of Yamuna and Ganga till the mouth of river Ganga till near Hooghly river. River Ganga is navigable and water transport is carried out, but this is domestic, that is internal water transport. River Ganga is not developed for the international water transport. Only near the mouth of River Ganga we have international port, okay, from where the water transport is carried out. Then the amount of water transport carried out in Amazon River is comparatively higher when we compare it with River Ganga. On the other hand, the amount of water transport carried out in Ganga River is comparatively low. Okay, because only domestic water transport is carried in river Ganga and international water transport is carried out in river Amazon, because Peru, that is another country, then from Guyana Highland, then we are having Mexican region, and in Brazil. So river Amazon is joining different countries, and that's why we find the commercial water transport on a higher scale compared to river Ganga. Okay, I hope that question is clear to you. Now let's proceed to next one in differentiate between IST and BRT. IST is the Greenwich Meridian time, that is it is ahead of Greenwich Meridian time, that is GMT. What is IST? IST is Indian Standard Time, and BRT is Brazilian Standard Time. Okay. And what is GMT? GMT is Greenwich Meridian Time, that is 0° longitude. Okay. From 0° towards east, the time is ahead, and 0° towards west, from Greenwich Mean Time towards west, the time is minus, that is behind. Okay. When we consider Indian Standard Time, that means the standard time in India. India lies in Eastern Hemisphere. So IST, that is Indian Standard Time line, 82 degrees 0.5, 82.5 degrees. That longitude is Eastern longitude. Therefore, it is ahead of Greenwich Meridian Time. And by how many hours? It is ahead by 5 hours 30 minutes. On the other hand, BRT is, that is Brazilian Standard Time, it is behind the Greenwich time, because it is in the Western Hemisphere, and therefore it is behind by 3 hours than Greenwich Meridian Time. Actually, Brazil is divided into 4 time zones, and these time zones are behind by 3, 4, 5 hours than the Greenwich line. IST is ahead of BRT by 8 hours 30 minutes. Okay. Indian Standard Time is ahead than Brazilian Standard Time by 8 hours 30 minutes. And BRT is 8 hours 30 minutes behind IST. Now suppose if it is 12 noon at IST, that means in India 82.5 degrees longitude, if it is 12 noon, then we will have to go behind by 8.30, okay, 8 hours 30 minutes, if we have to know about the standard time in Brazil. So how much it will be? 8 hours behind the Brazilian Indian time. How much it will be? It will be 4, but plus 30 minutes it is ahead, 8 hours 30 minutes. So it will be 3:30 early morning in Brazil. Okay, 12 noon in India, and in Brazil it will be 3:30 a.m. So in this way, that is a difference between IST and BRT. Now let's proceed to the next question, that is short note. and it is the importance of the standard time. Okay, why we are considering IST, why we are thinking about BRT. So this is the standard time. If a country is having a vast longitudinal extent, there will be a great difference between the time of its places located at the eastern and the western ends. Okay. In such countries, the importance of standard time is most. Now see, the easternmost point of India is Kibithu in Arunachal Pradesh, and westernmost point in India in Gujarat is Guarmota. And difference between these 2 points is more than 2 hours 30 minutes, near about 30 minutes. Okay, so if there is 7 a.m. at Kibithu on the eastern point, then it will be 4:30 a.m. At Guharmota. That means in one country, there will be two or three different times. And that's why a country should have one time everywhere, one standard time is decided. So for India, 82 degrees and 30 minutes longitude is the Indian Standard Time meridian. Okay. The standard time of the country is the official time for that country. Everywhere in all the parts of the country, that will be the official time. And it is commonly accepted at all places in the country. Even though it may be 4 a.m. and it may be 8 p.m. or it may be something different. But whatever the time at the prime meridian of that country, that will be followed everywhere. Standard time helps in making the schedules of the transport facilities like railways or airways. It also helps in coordinating and functioning of banks, schools, colleges, markets, hospitals, which are located in different parts of the country, maybe on the eastern side, maybe western, northern, and southern side. In different parts of the country, all these places, official places, okay, banks, schools, colleges, hospitals, all these places will have the same timing. Okay, and that is the importance of the standard time. Only one time will be followed everywhere in all parts of the country. I hope with this you have understood about the time zones, timeline, or also the standard time in different countries. Okay, so here we have completed transport, tourism, communication in Brazil and India. I hope you have understood. Go through the lesson, read it thoroughly, and get your ideas clear. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.